What's up, y'all? Welcome to another video. If you're new here, my name is Gigi. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, okay? So I got a little story time for you guys. I want to share my nursing journey because I get so many questions like what route I took. So I'm like, let me just do a video for the girls and for the boys. I know y'all love a good story, so I'm here to deliver. Y'all might see me looking down at my iPad because I just got little notes so I can stay on track. So let's start from the beginning, like literally. I decided I wanted to be in the medical field when I was in middle school. I thought I wanted to be a pediatrician, but I seen how long it took them. I was like, yeah, no, that ain't for me. So the next thing on my list was becoming a nurse. So I decided that in middle school. After I graduated middle school, my mom wanted me to go to a charter school. The first choice that she had, it was a waiting list, so she had me on a waiting list. And the time being, I ended up going to this charter school called Catch. We shared campuses with Audubon Middle School, but I feel like, you know, I did good. I ended up with a 3.8. And then when the summer came, my friends at the time, they was transferring back to Carson and Northridge, I think. I literally wanted to go to Carson and Northridge as well with them, but my mom was not having it. She was like, the charter school that I wanted you to go to in the first place just called, and you're going there. I'm like, okay. So I was like, all right, whatever. As a typical teenager, I was not feeling it because I didn't get my way, so I was not doing what I needed to do in school. And silly of me, because colleges look at your sophomore year. So I literally had to get my stuff in order, really backtrack, make up for all those exams and homeworks that I did not do. So I had to get my stuff in order, which I did. I ended my sophomore year with a 3.0. Junior and senior year, I did really good too. I think I had a 3.5. So when it came to applying to colleges, I literally got into all the colleges. I was telling my counselors that I wanted to be a nurse, but you guys know high schools get money for however many Cal States the students apply for. So they was just pushing us to do Cal States. So I ended up going to Cal State Northridge. And at the time of me applying, I did not know they didn't have a nursing program. But if you do your prereqs here, you can transition to Grand Canyon, and that's their sister school. And she was like, you know, that's a nursing program right there. I'm not sure if it was an ADN or BSN program. I'm not sure. But anyway, I didn't even finish Northridge because I could not pass my math out there. Like, they have you take 2 maths. I think it's called like remedial maths or whatever. So you have to really have to pass the remedial English and remedial math. And I did not pass the math, so they have this thing called stumped out or whatever. So I ended up getting stumped out because I literally took it 2 times. The first time I probably was like, you know, I was doing, you know, what I need to do, but not going that extra mile, which I should have because I know math is not my strong point. So when I took it the second time, I started buckling down. I was going to tutoring, really studying. Even my roommate, Aaron, was helping me. Like, we was really trying to get me to pass. I was doing way better the second time, but when I took that final, I did not pass the finals. So, with that being said, your girl could not finish at Northridge. So I was stressed out for a good week. I was trying to figure out what I was going to do because the school year was ending and I was living in a dorm. So it's like, you're going to either stay in the valley, get an apartment somewhere, or you're going to come back to your mom's house and come back to LA. So me and my friend were looking at apartments. We went to look at Pierce Community College because that's the community college they have out in the valley. So I had looked into there. They have a nursing program. It's an ADN program. So I was like, okay, this is cool. I might end up going here. I'm not sure what transpired within that week, but I ended up deciding that I was just gonna come back home, go back home to LA. So I ended up coming back to LA. I ended up checking out Southwest, and then at the time I got hired at Macy's and LAUSD. LAUSD is like it's an after school program. So I ended up working there, and I ended up finishing up my prereqs at Southwest. I literally finish my prereqs in like a year and a half. I was doing spring, fall, summer, winter, no breaks. I was trying to get it done. And I'm gonna be honest, a lot of my prereqs wasn't, the grades wasn't like all A's, like they was okay. I think I was just at the point, I was just trying to get the shit done at the point. Like I'm like, whatever, I'm just trying to go. I'm just trying to be in nursing school already. Close to the end of me finishing my prereqs, Southwest have a nursing program. It is an ADN program, so I went to sit in the information session class. They was telling us how the program is, how long, the requirements, that it is impacted, meaning to when they're picking their students, they are picking from like, it's gonna be like lottery. And I'm like, lottery? I'm like, I don't know about all that, but I'm like, all right. So I continue to finish my prereqs. After I was done, I end up submitting my application to Southwest nursing program. So with them, with the community, I don't know if it's all the community college, but I know with most of them, after you complete your prereqs, you literally get invited to take the TEAS exam. So after I submitted my application, I got an invitation to take my TEAS exam with them. And I'm gonna just pause right here. After taking my NCLEX and looking back, that TEAS exam is way harder than the NCLEX, and I'm not understanding why is it so hard to get into nursing school. You feel me? Like that TEAS exam is hard, and at a community college in Cal State's nursing programs, they want you to have like a 67.9 or something. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I know it's like in your high 60s. And that TEAS exam was hard. So let me continue. So I took the TEAS exam, got my results back, girl. I did not pass. Like I'm like, oh my God. I was so hurt. Like I literally spent maybe 3 weeks studying for the TEAS. I bought this book that everybody was saying was super good. So I thought I was doing a pretty good job studying, but no, the TEAS had something else for me. That TEAS was hard, okay? It was hard. So I'm like, all right, a community college is not it. So I started doing my research, and I stumbled across the West Coast. So I was looking like, all right, this is cool. It's 2 years. You get your bachelor's degree. I'm like, okay, this sounds like a plan. So I went to talk to the advisor. He was telling me like, you know, you did so many of your prereqs already. It's only gonna take you 2 years. And yeah, so we went to the second thing is, so you can either take your TEAS or your HESI. I already had it in my mind that I'm not taking that TEAS again. So I was like, all right, I'll take the HESI. So I took the HESI, passed, ended up going to the next step, which is the financial aid portion. So they was telling me how much everything was gonna cost. Baby, at the time I was working at Macy's and LAUSD. So he was telling me you have 2 options. You can get a loan or you can pay out of pocket. So I'm like, okay, cool, I'm gonna pay out of pocket. Again, I'm working at LAUSD and Macy's. Ain't no way both of them jobs together was gonna be paying my tuition out of pocket. So I was like, okay, let me go ask, you know, some family members if they can, you know, help with a loan, probably co-sign for me, you know, just try to, let's just try to figure out. Nobody didn't want to do that. So I'm like, let me start a GoFundMe, okay? This is how y'all know I wanted to go to nursing school so bad, because I started a GoFundMe, okay? And the goal was like 100K. Of course, I did not raise 100K. I raised like 1,600, and that's not even minusing the fees that they charged me for, you know, having my GoFundMe account up. So so I'm like, all right, after my GoFundMe didn't go through, I couldn't go to school. So I'm like, all right, we just gonna pause on this right here. I'm gonna just take a minute, gather myself. So one of my coworkers at Macy's, I seen she was in some scrubs. I'm like, dang, I want to get in some scrubs. What do I got to do to get into some scrubs? Like, come on. So she told me she was working at EVS at this hospital. So I'm like, okay. I was like, let me just apply, because this could be a foot in the door. I don't know. So I applied. I ended up getting hired. So I ended up quitting LAUSD and Macy's. So I think I was working as an EVS tech for like 6 months. And then I was talking to the other EBS techs, because you know, like when you working in the hospital, you around nurses, CNAs, you like, dang, what I gotta do to, you know, become a CNA or whatever. Like, come on, like you getting motivated now. Like, okay, dang, I think I'm ready to go back to school. So I'm talking to people, and they're telling me like that it's a CNA program that's 5 weeks. It's 5 weeks and it's pretty cheap. And then when I'm done, I can come back and talk to the educator that's over all the CNAs, and she can hire me as a CNA, but she can train me too. So I'm like, okay, that sound like a go. So I end up going to that CNA class. And like I told you guys, I still have money from my GoFundMe. So I use that GoFundMe money and pay for that CNA course. I think that CNA course was like $1,600 and it was 5 weeks. So after I completed and got certified, I talked to the educator that was overseeing the CNAs. So it was this thing called a transitional program. You can transition from any department to become a CNA. So I ended up doing that, and I got hired on oncology, and that was back in 2018. So I started working as a CNA in 2018, and your girl was grinding. Like I was grinding. Like I was picking up shifts. I was trying to get to that bag because I knew I wanted to go back to school. So I literally was working for a whole year, and I decided, like, you know what? I think I'm ready to try to go back to school. So in 2019, I was like, Lego. I was not still had my mind on West Coast. Because like I said, when I make up my mind, that's it. That's all. Nobody can change my mind. Nothing. I felt like that was go. It was 2 years. I'm getting my bachelor's, and it was a fast program. And my sciences was already expiring. Like I started my prerequisite in 2014. It's 2018. They only good for 5 years. You feel me? So I was like, the time was low-key ticking. So I ended up going to West Coast, applying again, sitting for my HESI, passed the HESI. And then since they had a lot of my information on file already, they already knew how long this was gonna take. It still was gonna take me 2 years. I talked to the financial advisor, got all my financials in order. I was so happy because I'm like, last time I was here, I didn't know. I was going off faith the last time I was there. I'm like, we gonna get in, but everything ended up working when I reapplied in 2019. So August 2019 is when I started nursing school. Throughout nursing school, I did work as a CNA. I was working day shift for a minute, and then when I hit my mental health term, I literally had to go to night shift because it wasn't, day shift was just too much. Night shift, I was able to maneuver a little more, meaning I can, go to school, take a nap, and then go to work. Versus if you're working day shift, there's no way you can squeeze school and work in that same day. So night shift gave me a little more, gave me a little room to wiggle. So I was going to school and working full time. And in nursing school, I was probably a B average student. Like I got a lot of B's, I got some A's, but most of the time I got B's, which was fine because B's, C's, all that get degrees. The whole thing is just go get through nursing school. That is the main thing, is get through nursing school. All that other shit don't matter. So my program was an accelerated program. It took me 2 years. I finished October. I took my exit exam. I passed. I literally took 1 week off, and then I started studying for my NCLEX. I'll pass my NCLEX. I will have a link to the video in my description box. But yes, I only took a week off, and then I started studying for my NCLEX. And I passed my NCLEX 2021. And just let me pause because I didn't even update you guys. So last year, I got hired on Mother Baby. So I got hired on Mother Baby because I knew that that's where I wanted to go after I was done with nursing school. I'm like, you know what? When I'm done, I want to become a Mother Baby nurse or L&D. But L&D never really hires new grads. So I'm like, I'll do Mother Baby then transfer. So after I took my NCLEX, I just knew I had a secured position. I just knew I had a secure position on this unit. Did I? No, because my manager was not hiring new grads at the time. So I'm like, dang, what am I gonna do? So I started looking at other options. I was thinking like, maybe I can just work 2 jobs, work as a CNA part-time, then work as a nurse part-time. So I stumbled across Laser Away. I found a part-time position. I interviewed for the position. Everything went well. I got my offer letter. It said full-time. So they decided they didn't need a part-time RN no more. They needed a full-time. So I declined that offer because I wanted to get a little hospital experience. I did not want to just go straight to, that type of environment. So I'm like, okay, back at square one, don't know what I'm gonna do. So I got a last minute call from the HR rep at my job. They was like, Gigi, we got a nurse manager who wanna interview you for a position. This position was in med surg. mind y'all, I did not want to do med surg, but I'm like, you know what, at this point, maybe this is a sign for me to go to med surg. Maybe God trying to tell me, you didn't have that much clinical experience, maybe you need to do a year in med surg. So I took the interview. The interview went well again. Everything went well. She was like, yeah, I'm gonna follow up with the HR rep so we can get the process moving. HR called me back, was like, the manager changed her mind. I'm like, what is going on? Like, is this a sign? Like, what's going on? So at this moment, I'm trying to search for other hospitals because I'm looking, like, I just want to throw the towel in. At this point, I'm like, nothing is working. So I'm looking at other hospitals. A lot of hospitals do not hire nurses, new grads, especially for mother, baby, NICU, none of that. So I'm like, your girl is stressed out for like 2 weeks. Then I get another call from HR again saying, hey, your manager is going to be hiring new grads for mother, baby, and you have a guaranteed position on your floor. I'm like, okay. But the only thing is, it doesn't start till May. And mind you, all this is happening in January. So he was like, it doesn't start till May, so you're going to have to go back to work as a CNA until you can transition into your RN position. I'm like, you know what? Although I want to be working as a nurse already, I'm seeing all my other classmates working as an RN. I'm like, dang, I want to start working as an RN. But I'm like, if I have to sacrifice working as an RN to get to the unit I want, then so be it. So I went back to work as a CNA for like a couple months. I think it was like 4 months. And then I transitioned into an RN, and here I am sitting in front of you guys, telling you guys this long journey on how I got to where I am right now. So yes, your girl is a registered nurse working as a mother baby nurse, baby, okay? As you guys can see, this journey was long. I had so many curveballs thrown at me. It was like a roller coaster. I was stressed, especially going to school and working. I was stressed, I had anxiety. I just felt like I was just all over the place for those whole 2 years. But I'm sitting here sharing my story to let you guys know that it's possible. I know that a lot of people like seeing other people in the position that they want to be in, and it's so helpful to see somebody else did it. Like, you know, you be like, oh, it's possible. It is possible. Look at my journey. I literally could have gave up once I could not pass my math classes in Northridge. Like, could not pass them 2 times, like 2 times. So I'm so happy that I have this platform to share my experience and journey with you guys. I know, and you guys know, or you should know, that your journey may not look like mine. Just because I went the private school route don't mean you have to. Just do what's best for you. Don't compare your marathon to somebody else's marathon. The goal is to just finish it. You feel me? Just finish it. Just stay locked in, motivated. I know when you're in nursing school, it feels like, wow, am I going to make it? Yes, you will make it. When I was in nursing school, it was a battlefield like every week. But you will make it. It's literally light at the end of that tunnel. You know, it's a lot of distractions out here. Don't get distracted. You ain't missing out on nothing when you get into that bag, okay? It's just a lot of stuff that comes with this journey, and people don't understand it unless they go through it. And whoever watching this video, like, just know, Gigi know, okay? I know. But I know I stay with the motivational speeches. I just want to let you know, stay down. You got this. Trust your process. Everything may not come on your time. It's going to come on his time. We might be trying to get everything in order, but sometimes if it don't work out, it don't mean it's not meant for you. It just means not right now. I just had to give y'all my little motivational speech. That's my spill though, I'm telling you. Just trust your process. But that is my nursing journey for you guys. I'm so happy I was able to share that with you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, I'm gonna talk to you guys in the next video.